today?
No, you're okay.
Hi, darling. How are you?
Oh, I don't know. Up and down.
It's not a positive start, kid.
It's an honest one. Here's my entire page full of list of things I need to get through with my therapist, which
Oh my God.
isn't gonna happen in 50 minutes.
Dude, take a photo and send it to me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty hard to read. I'll just read it to you. I think we'll be alright.
Okay, give me the hot tips and then we'll come back to each one. Tell me the dot points.
So basically, I am still becoming very irritated and angry when I'm triggered by something, even though I know it's like totally not personal, right? Like it's so stupid, and yet, like, so that's basically a dot point. I guess all my other dot points are around the ADHD. So I've been reading this book, which I will send you a photo of because I think every single therapist should read it ever.
Huh? Attention, last episode. Thank you.
It is amazing, okay? Like, I have never read something about ADHD that actually makes me go, oh shit, fuck it. How did I not know I've got it? So my other dot points are around the fact that I feel like I should be really grateful and happy and in the knowledge that I know what's going on and that I know, like I need to get skills and stuff. But what's actually happening is the more I fully accept and realize what has obviously been happening my whole life, because I've got like, I found an old CV that's literally got my high school things on it, and the grades are terrible, even though I was a straight A student, because of the exams. Like, I've suffered my whole life, and so I'm trying to get back into study, as you know, because I really need the grades, right? Because studying isn't about getting a job for me. It's about figuring me out first and foremost, right? And yeah, I'm reading and I'm interested and I'm still distracted by looking out the window. And then the next thing I know, it's like 4 hours and I'm like, what the fuck has happened?
Okay, so here's what we're going to do, Olivia. You ready? I used your whole name. Be careful.
I know. I heard that.
All right. We're going to do real therapy.
Yeah, well, I definitely need real therapy.
ADHD is such now that we need to do real therapy.
It is consuming me. It is to the point where I am beating myself up more than less. And I don't understand it. I don't, because now I feel like I'm so aware of it that I should be able to just go, what the fuck, Liv? Snap out of this, and it's killing me.
You seen this book ever?
I have a green version of it. I think it might be one of the same ones I've got, actually. Not that particular one. Hold on, it's right here. This one. Oh, no. I've got lots of them. It does appear. Where the fuck are you? There we go. Yeah, found it. So that's my version.
Can't see. Oh, yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, same, but different.
So,
yeah.
Similar. Yeah.
Same, but different. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the steps of DBT. I know you've done it before. Time to do it again, dude.
Yeah, I know. I need something. I'm going out of my mind.
Right. Okay. In your DBT book, let's look at emotional regulation. It should be set up into 4 sort of chapters. Mindfulness, effective communication, then it'll be emotional regulation, and then at the end it'll usually be distress.
Emotional regulation, advanced or basic I've got.
Basic.
So we'll go to 121.
Okay.
Yeah, all right.
I'm
here.
Okay. Huh? Let's talk about describing your emotions. You're very good. You're very descriptive. You're very mindful of your emotions. You know what it does to your body. You recognize when it's happening. You know it's not instantaneous. Good. Next.
Yeah.
Next chapter is usually like emotions help us. They're supposed to. They're real. They're supposed to help us.
Yeah.
When we know lots of ways to describe them, you're really good. Flip.
It's how do I put them into place that I'm struggling with.
Yes. There should be a chapter about changing emotional responses, about things like check the facts, opposite action, and problem solving.
Probably. I've had this book for, I don't know, like 10 years and I've never actually
If not,
read it.
If not, I can screen share.
What are we putting? It's called Putting It Into Action.
Check the facts, opposite action, or problem solving.
That's not here.
All
so
right.
if you might want to send that one to me. But yeah, check the... Okay.
Let me see if I can share my screen. I might hang up on you in which case.
That's cool.
Go back.
That's all right.
As you know, because I'm not very smart.
You and me and technology. I've got one called Distract Your Thoughts, which it appears I've worked through. Distract yourself with tasks and chores. Distract yourself by leaving. Distract yourself by... create your distraction plan. Relax and soothe yourself.
Okay. Can you see my computer screen?
I can, yep.
Okay. This is the book. See?
Awesome. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go to the next bit.
You have it as a
I've never done this before, Olivia. Look at this. It's like fancy here.
We're learning together. It's awesome.
We're therapying together.
I know. Right. Everyone should be in therapy, I swear.
Okay, we're going to check the facts. Now, here's something that I love you, but you're shit at.
Yeah. Okay, go.
Okay?
Yep.
So I will email you the check the facts worksheet.
Yep.
Not right now.
No, I hear you. No, I know.
Okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at what's happening. So
I think number 4 is what's happening a lot.
Yes.
And 3.
So sometimes an event happens, like I hear a noise outside. Then what happens is we think, oh, shit, could be a burglar. And then we get anxious.
So an actual event took place last night and this literally happened. So it's on my list. So I'll tell you what happened and then we can literally work through this in real life.
Do it.
Okay, so we all know that when it comes to the vaccines, I'm not a crazy anti-vaxxer who gets my notes on Facebook. I am a believer in science. I do want the vaccine. I don't want it now because I don't need it now, and there are a whole lot of reasons. Now, I know you know that. I know you don't agree because you made a comment last time that I just haven't been able to not think about, which was somewhere along the lines of, yeah, I've got a few people that don't want the vaccine. They don't want to be, smart or something. And I was just like,
oh no, I think people have very clear reasoning, and there are people who are not being smart. But for you, Olivia, that's not one of the cases. There are people who are doing it because they're choosing not to, or because they're being told to, and then digging their heels in. Yeah. And there are people who need to assess what's happening with their physical health, which is what I think for you.
That's what I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm not against being vaccinated.
Just safety, just like with me when I did not do my vaccination when I was pregnant. So by no means do I think you're an anti-vaxxer crazy lady. I support this decision totally.
Okay, good, because I'm at a point now where I am so feeling like I'm so discriminated against that I was unwell the other day, right? So I'm having to have all these test done with my fucking ovaries and bullshit because my body hates me, yeah? I was doubled over in pain, and my friend was like, you need to go to an emergency. And I was like, because of what's happening in our world, I am at the point now where I just will never go to the hospital emergency as an unvaccinated person because I will not put myself in the crazy fucking unvaccinated stats. I'm not going to do it. Heaven forbid anything was to go wrong to me in a hospital, I'm just not going to do it. And it's simply because of the fact that I feel so fucking discriminated against that's where I'm at. I would rather die at home alone than ever take myself to the fucking emergency again.
So this is a good example. Let us use this one, okay?
Okay.
Because 2 things. One, I really am concerned about the way of the world with both vaccinated and unvaccinated individuals, to be honest.
You do.
Who are not accessing really important medical investigations because of a series of reasons, largely all pointing to COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm really worried about what that will mean to people who don't get the skin checks, to people who don't get the colonoscopies, to people, and for lots of reasons I know that people may not.
I'm happy to go to my
about the
private,
outcomes.
whatever it is, but to an actual emergency. Because I'll be honest with you and say, I told a good friend of mine, my support friend from 10 years, the other day, like, I'm so confused because I'm like really good and happy and I'm exactly where I want to be in life, or I'm in crisis. And I'm in crisis to the point where I'm literally cutting myself to stop myself from having to deal with the thoughts in my head.
Okay, let's use this as an example. So let's start at number 2, okay?
Yeah.
What happened? I had pain. Whether it's,
So what happened was, okay, I'll tell you what happened. So you know what happened with my sister, the whole cutting them off. Well, my mum hadn't contacted me, right? So I'm keeping track on one of those apps. It was, I shit you fucking not, manifestation. I literally thought to myself, it's been 21 days since this thing happened, because I was looking at how long it's been since I had a cigarette, because I really want a cigarette and I'm doing it,
Yeah.
So I fucking swear, 30 seconds after thinking, oh my God, my mum hasn't even bothered, like, since this shit happened, I get a message from her.
Yeah.
So she's messaging me and she goes,
how do you do that, Liv? Like,
because it's manifestation. I swear this shit is real.
For you, it bloody is.
I know. Like, within seconds, she's messaging me. But this is what happens. So she sends me a message and she's just like, oh, hi. Thought I'd better say hi. She goes, what did she say? She goes, I'm really sad that you and your sister are never going to speak again, but I'm going to do the right thing and say hi. So I explained, like, Mum, I haven't heard from you in 3 weeks. You've not asked me what's going on. Like, what happened is insane. And do you know how she responded? I'm not reading that. Your sister told me what happened, and her version is the truth. And I responded with, do not contact me again. And then she responded with, see, you do it to everyone. This is why you've got fucking no one. And I'm just like, holy crap. I did everything I was supposed to do. I rung my friend immediately. I was crying in a like fetal position on the fucking ground, rocking back and forth, talking to my friend saying, help me, I'm gonna hurt myself, like freaking the fuck out at this point.
Important. Intense emotions can make you miserable. Here, evidence, yes.
But I didn't, so I got on my phone to my friend talked me down, I took my Valium, I hugged my dog, I stayed on the phone to my friend for as long as it took. And that's what triggered the other thing, because I said to him, look, I'm not coping in a way that I don't think people are understanding. I said, if I had health insurance still the way I used to, I said, there's a very good chance I may have checked myself in by now. Because I can look after myself, and I'm not going to hurt myself to the point where it's going to kill me. That much I'm pretty sure of. But if I had private health insurance, I am pretty sure that there's a really good chance I would have. Yeah, and my friend said to me, if you get to that point, you have to go to a hospital, you have to go to the emergency, and you have to tell them that you don't feel safe and that you need to be put into, psychiatric or whatever for however long. And I said to him, I appreciate all of that, but it's never going to happen because of COVID. I will not take myself to an emergency, call an ambulance, or do any of it, Nicole. I won't. I would rather die alone in my home, knowing that I'm not doing anything fucking wrong to the next person because I'm unwilling to be vaccinated, because I have fucking so many conditions I already have to deal with. I am dealing with suicidal thoughts every day around the fucking clock. My mum texts me to literally tell me, you are wrong, she is right, and you do this to everyone. And I haven't cut. So, you know what? I think I'm winning.
You are.
Because I did everything I was supposed to.
Let's look at this as an example. Let's use this as an example, because we need to bust some of the myths. Okay? Because whilst I can absolutely validate a series of things there are a couple of assumptions that you've thrown in.
Yeah, I don't doubt that.
Okay? And the assumptions are the issue in this situation. So, for example, let me make it in my head right. Okay. You have pain, psychological, physical, whatevs, right?
All of it, yep.
All the things, okay? And you need medical investigation and care.
Yep, I do.
So that's the fact.
Yes.
Olivia's in pain and needs medical attention, whether it's psychiatric, physical, the gynecological, the whatever, all the things.
Yep.
Okay? Yep. Then you feel, you have the thoughts that happen associated with that.
Yep.
The thoughts that are happening in the background, insert here, but I'll give you a few things that you've told me. Here's one. It's too fucking hard. 2, people don't believe me. 3, people don't validate the experience. People tell me I'm wrong. 4, so I'm not worthy.
That's the overriding one of it all. That I'm not worthy. I don't feel like I'm worth anything.
I'm not worthy. They won't help me because I'm unvaccinated.
Oh, I don't believe that they won't help me because I'm unvaccinated. I absolutely think they will help me.
Or they'll judge me.
But I'll be judged because of it.
Or they'll insert problematic issue here because I'm unvaccinated.
Mm-hmm. All you gotta do is read the news. Watch the fucking news. It's everywhere.
I agree. People think I'm wrong because I'm unvaccinated.
People think I'm stupid and I'm not dealing with it.
You're not stupid. You're making an active, proactive choice using all of your personal information, which they are not privy to.
And professionals. It's not like I haven't talked to my fucking doctor, obviously. I've talked to her.
Yes. Okay. And then how that you're seeing that. So that's the check the facts. So those are the assumptions. So what happened? Then we've checked, then we've gone through the assumptions and beliefs and stuff that are influencing our reaction. Yeah. So that was the next step on the thing. Do you want me to screen share again? You probably don't need to.
Yeah.
And then we're going to talk about the threat. Okay.
Yeah.
So see, I'll show you, and then I'll just zip through it for you. Okay. And then where is it? It's here. No, that's where is it? Can you see me or can you see
I can see whatever you're like trying to find it on. I can see your screen.
Gosh, can you see yourself on my screen?
Yes, I could. Yeah.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. What is it? Where are we up to? Yep.
The event. We know what happened. Describe the facts. Olivia's in pain, rocking on her floor, currently clutching her, gynecological. I don't even know where our ovaries are. I don't think
well, I could see mine the other day sticking the fuck out, mate.
Whoa, that's not positive. Okay. We're talking about then what are my interpretations, our thoughts and our assumptions. Yeah, we've gone through that. Yeah.
Yep.
That I'm not good enough.
I'm not worthy.
Treat me differently. Mm-hmm. I can't get this. I'm not validated. Blah, blah, blah. All that stuff.
Yeah.
Am I assuming a threat? Yes. Here in this situation, the threat is of, I think, tell me if I'm wrong, but like a lack of support.
Yeah. I feel like I have fucking almost none. And the few bits I've got,
I'm lonely, or I'm alone in this, and that it's overwhelming, or I won't be able to handle it.
Yep. Tick, tick, tick.
So the catastrophe, what is the worst thing that can happen?
I could die.
Yeah. At home, yeah? Yeah. What's the worst thing that can happen if you went to the hospital in psychiatric or whatever pain?
I could end up in one of those fucking statistics. If my name ends up in a fucking paper or on the news because I'm some dumb cunt who didn't fucking get vaccinated because of whatever, like, I will, I can't explain what that does to me. Mm-hmm. But it's so fucking with me. It makes me angry and upset and violated and
all the things.
Yeah, all the things.
Yep. So here, the worst thing that can happen, we have to imagine, and then imagine how would we cope with that. So that's called this bit, coping ahead. So, for example, if, you're talking about, I had a fight with my partner. I told him to fuck off because I'm not worthy, and the threat of loneliness. And the worst thing that can happen is I live alone forever. Well, what would that look like? Could we accept that?
I am going to live alone forever, and I have accepted that. So, yes.
Yep. So in those instances, you've got the radical acceptance. I'm not gonna like it, but it's okay.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
worst thing that could happen is tolerable, and as a consequence, it's okay. Does my emotion fit that? Right?
yeah.
So
Oh, fucking fear. It's killing me.
it's got all the things.
You need to send me this, please, if you're able to. I don't know if you're
It's
allowed,
9
but
billion pages long. So yeah, I mean, I can, but yeah, I can send you those bits. Okay. So does my emotion fit? So in this instance, let's say,
I would say yes, but I feel like you'll say no.
I'm going to say no, because I think right now the outward expression of anger is not actually fit the facts. Because you're telling me, like, you're presenting as quite angry, but is it effective to be angry to get help? No.
No. I think I'm
So we
angry
have to
because I
consider
just,
the opposite.
I feel like yesterday I had like almost an argument, so to speak, with my friend because, again, I felt like she was like the whole unvaccinated thing, and she's like, "You're not listening," and I was like, I can't keep having conversations about vaccinations with people when when I'm a bit. Oh, I can't handle feeling this fucking judged, and like people think I'm so stupid. It's fucking with me.
Oh, I'm in the wrong section.
I can see
You're
that.
not stupid, and people, whilst they might think that they're being supportive, and this is the issue, they think that they're being supportive, but they're actually like not.
Yes.
Yeah, because they don't have the information. So, for example, like in group the other night, somebody used the example of, oh, my friend, my very best friend, went out with 9 of their other friends and didn't invite me. So they probably don't want me around, but
I know that though. I've been that person like my whole life, so
yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but when we checked the facts, we found that there were a lot of other things that she was unaware of initially that have come to light afterwards. So to give a really clear example, imagine that you are driving your car down the highway and you get a flat tire and you pull over on the side of the road and you can't go anywhere, right? And it's just after an on-ramp and you're a bit stuck. Yeah. So then you call a whole bunch of people to get some help. And in the process, you'll see your very best friend drive down the road, come up the on-ramp and see you. They see you. You had eye contact with this person and you're jumping up and down and you're like, fucking stop. And they just keep right on driving. The thoughts that come through your head are,
they don't care. They're not really a good
friends are
friend.
supposed to.
Yeah.
All those things. So we're labeling all the assumptions. Later on, we find, so does the anger fit the situation? You might think so. But then we find out later that your friend had an injured child in the car or something has happened and they have got to go. They cannot stop. The child will die. Yeah. So it's not really that valid. So sometimes confirming the facts can help us do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if important here, there's a big difference between valid emotions and not valid emotions. Okay?
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
In being angry, if anger is appropriate, you're allowed to be angry.
See, yesterday I became angry at my friend.
There's more.
Okay.
If anger's appropriate, you're allowed to be angry. That does not give you free rein to act immediately and with the expression that sometimes we do have when we're angry. We know that when we're angry, sometimes we dysregulate and we have we call it, there's a psychological term, but we go off half cocked and we do it halfway and that's not going to help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I hear you.
Or we react with gusto, and sometimes that's problematic for relationships. Because whilst
I've got ADHD and BPD and bipolar, I constantly react like that. It's bullshit. It's on my list of how do I make this stop.
So we problem solve the solutions, yeah? But we have to start with checking facts. Yeah. Is it valid? Yes, because if it's valid, you're allowed to be angry. When you're angry, how do we best respond to fit the situation?
But I don't know how to make that relate not go into emergency, because it's not that I'm like even angry. I mean, I am, and I'm projecting, but like, I don't know how to explain it.
What you just did then is you told me that it's not justified.
It's not justified.
I'm upset and I'm projecting.
Yes.
So then anger is not valid. And if anger is not valid, then we need to do the opposite.
So then maybe, what is it then? Like, I mean, it's like, am I feeling guilty? Am I feeling ashamed? And then every time I question myself, I'm like, if I got the vaccine now, I can't explain to anyone what that makes me feel like. I would, honest to rather God, not be here than do that when it is so important to me that I wait.
You don't need to get the vaccine. But if you need help, you need to go to the hospital.
But you must see what I'm saying, though, right?
I do. And the judgments and the assumptions that people will treat you differently, whilst they're true, Olivia, they are true. They're not valid emotional responses. You can't not act on it because of that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's not valid. It's not a valid response.
No, I do hear you. I know it's not.
Like, the choice of dying at home alone, or yes, tolerating shit in the emergency department. You gotta tolerate the shit. So
I'm not sure I agree, though.
I know. This is an exercise in futility sometimes, but we work on learning these skills, yeah? It's not always gonna work, and this is a big one for teaching, yeah? So, yeah. Having said that, the anger is not valid, because what's actually happening is you're feeling marginalized.
Yes.
You're feeling vulnerable. And so anger is not the right answer.
I have to tell my friend that, because I got mad yesterday.
Because it's genuinely safer to be angry than it is to be anything else. You know that. You're good at angry.
Anger is my go-to. I'm so lucky I haven't broken any more things. I've jumped up and down and smashed my kitchen table. It's in one piece. It's solid, obviously, but it's still better than throwing shit. I've self-harmed in 3 weeks.
Throwing shit's really hard. You have to clean it up. It's terrible.
I know. Oh, but there's something really good happening in my life, or actually, I would say, really fucking amusing to me.
Wait, we're gonna come back to that.
Okay.
We're going to keep doing the angry. We have the angry. We have the situation. Now, I'm going to flash forward a long way into DBT therapy, and I'm going to get you to do something that I find really patronizing. So let's
trigger chart thing?
No.
Oh, thank God. That was the worst one.
No. I want you to imagine the angry that you got. I want you to express it to me on your face. I can see your face. You can see your face. It's in the little box at the top.
I know, but I don't know how to express anger unless I'm angry.
This is the face. Yeah, okay. But what I want you to do is hold the imagination of what the anger was and feel it.
Yeah.
But I want you to do that whilst looking at me in the camera with a slight half smile, and make sure you have no wrinkles in your brow.
Okay, I'm holding on to the anger, but smiling. That's an interesting feeling.
Can you still be angry and half smile? Totally.
But now it's making me want to laugh, so I do like that.
Here's the other one. You know this?
I do it all the time.
Okay, so do the half smile with the flat face. But also put your hands on your lap, but with palms up.
Okay, yeah.
So you're doing the opposite of everything your body wants to do.
Yeah, and it's confusing my brain, so it's making me happy. I like that. Okay, so when I get mad, I have to smile. Okay, next. Okay.
So we call it the half smile and the open hands.
Okay, remember the half smile.
So we consider this opposite action. When you're having a really flat day, we go out. Mm-hmm. Because our urge is to stay home.
Oh, I know.
Gotta go out. That's why therapists are always like, get out.
I know.
Oh, you're depressed. I want to stay in bed. Time to get up. Okay? Yep. When we're, maybe with the ADHD, the bipolar stuff, maybe when we're manic and we're off the chain, we need to calm.
I've been noticing I become really awake at the evening. And I'm like, yeah.
When we're angry, we exercise calm. Yes. We're doing the opposite actions.
The opposite. I like this.
Yeah? Okay.
I write this
So
on my
when
wall.
it's not appropriate to be pissed off, be calm. When it's not appropriate to be sad, go out. Because sometimes it's valid, yeah?
Yeah.
Like
I know
sometimes
you're
you're
right.
supposed to be sad, and that's okay to be sad. It's okay to be home. So sometimes it fits the facts. That's why we have to learn to check the facts first.
Check the facts.
Check the facts. If it's valid, go for it.
Okay, so for me to be able to do that, I need to figure out how to create a pause between the what's happened and me reacting, because I'm 36 and I still haven't figured out how to do that.
It takes time, dude.
I'm
But
so
learning this
tempted to
stuff-
just get it tattooed on me. Just stop and breathe, woman, because I don't know how else to remember.
Well, sometimes we're gonna learn, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna say that you haven't had the skills yet, Olivia. You know, and this is the thing.
Okay.
We're learning these skills so that we're gonna learn to check the facts. We're gonna ask questions. We're gonna investigate before we respond. If you know somebody came to me and they're like, "Oh, Melissa was really inappropriate in therapy. She, you know, told me to go and kill myself." I mean,
Yeah.
no. Yeah, but if I just went into her office and I was like, "Hi, you're fired. I heard this happened, not good enough," and didn't check anything and didn't ask the questions about what happened and what was the context. You know, maybe she was being irreverent. Maybe they were having an exercise in role play. Maybe all these things. The fact is, Melissa could have said, "You can kill yourself. I've told you that in session numerous times," because it's true.
Yeah, okay, I'm hearing you. I mean,
But if I
technically,
don't ask the questions
Mhm.
and I just go on the assumption that Mel's done something stupid, and I'd fire her.
yeah, no, I hear you.
So we have to ask. So how do we do that? Well, we say, what happened? So when we have the emotion, we have to pause and say what happened. Then we have to say what's the problem. Then we say what's valid. Then we react.
Again, I'm gonna have to tattoo "stop and breathe" on my hand at this rate.
Stop is not a bad thing because once we stop, we can decide.
I don't know how to make. I'm reading this book, which is absolutely fantastic, but it's just proving
Which
to me
should have-
what I know, and it's got all the strategies, but it's making me more mad at myself because I can't make them just happen.
So I'm a failure at therapy because I can't just do it.
Yes, I know. I hear what you're saying. The look on your
Let's
face.
check that fact.
Uh,
And go
okay,
in.
so actually in my head, it's been saying to me is I've been in therapy for so long, given I was diagnosed with most of the stuff before I was even 25, you know.
Yep.
So when you put it in that context, yeah. And I'll be honest and say this whole ADHD thing has me feeling like a grief feeling more than anything. I feel
Because
I
there's
feel
missed
grief
opportunity. Yeah.
so much.
And so I can validate that. So that's valid.
Like I feel like I am very capable and intelligent enough to absolutely smash my dreams out of the water and achieve them.
Yeah.
But the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to figure out how to get structure, because it's still happening. And the fact that I'm so aware of it's happening, I'm not being kinder to myself, I'm being meaner. And it's not like I do it on purpose. This is all just in the background, you know?
So this is the exercise in compassion. You know, we have the urge to be hard on ourselves, and we have to do the opposite because it's not valid.
Every time I feel like I've hurt someone, at the moment, I feel like I need to hurt myself back. That is fucking with me. I'm pretty sure I've got the suicide stuff under control.
So
because
instead of having the thought that I've hurt someone else, so I deserve to be hurt back, which is not valid.
Which is what I hear, though. Yeah.
Which is based on history, based on illness, based on experience, based on assumptions.
My mother, how many days ago. Yep.
The truth is, and the fact is, people make mistakes.
Yeah. I know.
And we would validate that people make mistakes and are worthy of repair.
I can see that in absolutely everybody else.
When you're in wise mind, you can see it, Olivia. When you're not in wise mind and you're reacting, it's very difficult. So when we're not in wise mind, how do we get there? We have to have mindfulness.
Mindfulness, I know. Like I said, I did not hurt myself when what happened with my mum, and that's like this week, literally.
So sometimes it's counting moments until our friend answers the phone. Sometimes it's a lot of things. Sometimes it's touching our hands. Sometimes it's squeezing. Sometimes it's the cold ice packs. Sometimes it's all sorts of stuff. Something to bring us into the moment and not in that emotional void.
Yeah. I am getting better because I have, unfortunately, self-harmed twice since this bullshit with my family started. And I can tell you right now, I never want to do it again. Like, it's not like I'm enjoying this, but I am working at everything I can to make sure when shit happens, like my mum, what she said, it broke me again.
Mm-hmm.
And I was proud of the fact that I was able to put in every single safety thing I needed to get past and through that, and I did do that. And I mean, that's a good thing, great thing, really. So I'm trying to remember to focus on that. Like I said, there's one thing happening in my life right now which I'm finding highly amusing.
And I'm glad that despite all these things, you're able to identify and report the one thing, because it gives you balance. When there's bad, there's also good. And when you can't see that, that's really hard. So yes, tell me the goods.
So you know how I had the neighbors next door that I thought were from hell? And the universe likes to correct me when I'm wrong. So they brought me new neighbors, which were way worse. But I actually don't know them very well. I probably shouldn't say that, but there's like, it's like living next to a car meet. There are like the front yard is full of cars and they just ride and so much noise. Anyway, there's an older guy that's moved in. So it's like multiple couples and a guy, they're renting out the rooms now. Anyway, he was talking to me over the fence, and I don't know, he was having a vape or something, like a cigarette vape, and I was finishing my last joint, and he goes, "Oh, you smoke?" I said, "Oh, I smoke weed." He goes, "Oh yeah, tell me a bit of a story." I said, "No, you smoke." He goes, "Oh yeah, the cigarettes." He goes, "Oh, but no, I smoked ice." And I was like, "Oh yeah, cool. I was like, I've done that in the past, but it's been, 5.5 years for me." And then he starts obviously asking all these questions, like, do you miss it? Do this, do that, and everything else. And I'm like, no, I don't. I have no interest in it. It's been a very long time. Like, I'm a uni student now. So this is where I think it gets funny, and my friends think it's concerning. Every time I've spoken to him over the back fence, or without fail, he asked me if I want to come smoke ice with him. Now, I think he's made it his mission to try to break me, which is super funny because he doesn't know who I am. Like, you've met your match, mate. It's not going to happen. Like, there's absolutely no way in hell that I will touch that crap again. Like, none.
True, and you're not gonna do that. But I think it is also really inappropriate that he does that.
Yeah, that's what my friend said. And I was like, yeah, I see that and I agree with it, but I'm being told what these people are lying, and the fucking last thing I'm going to do is get on the wrong side of these people, And the dude's nice. Like, I don't look at someone who smokes ice and just immediately think they're a bad person.
Do you just say, when he asks you, are you just like, is it becoming one of those things like, do you want to come and smoke ice? And you're like, nah, man.
No, like
is it becoming
no,
just like a bit of a joke?
So the first time he was like generally like asking me all these questions, and I was like, because at first he made it sound like it was just a once in a while thing you'd only be doing recently. And I was like, as far as I know, I said, didn't COVID make the crack shit? I said, the prices skyrocketed and the quality like plummeted. I said, I would have thought COVID would be a real good time to get off it. Anyway, we had a conversation and he asked me if I missed it, and I said no, and he didn't believe me. And then the next day he wanted to come and ask something about the fence, because there's my dog and the dog on that side, and they're going at it, right? The fence is fucked. So he was smoking a cigarette. Now, I'm keeping track on my app of how long it's been since I've had a cigarette. I want a cigarette. But this is how you break the addiction, right? So I was caving because it was all around the time with my mum, and he was smoking, and I said to him, can I have one, please? And he's like, yeah, take a couple. And he goes, oh, do you want me to light it? I said, no, I'm going to make a joint, yeah? And anyway, I didn't smoke it, right? Because obviously I'm still making my daily videos. I'm on daily 43 today. So I talked it out to my camera. So then the next day I see him, and he's over the fence, and he's smoking a cigarette. And he goes, oh, do you want to smoke? I said, nah, dude. I really appreciate it from yesterday. Like, I've still got the ones you gave me. I'm going to keep them as a, like, break in case of emergency kind of situation, you know? I said, but other than that, I'm fine. And he goes, oh, what about the other one? Now, I knew what he meant because this is, like, the third time, but I wanted him to, you know, clarify it. I said, oh, what do you mean? He goes, oh, come on, have a smoke. Come on, it's all packed and ready to go. I was like, no, thank you. And now this is where it became different. So he's like, it was like a car salesman trying to sell me it, but like with the worst qualities. He was like, it's so bad. Honestly, you just have to have a puff and you'll be able to see what I mean. I was like, no, it's good. I'm done. And then he's like, oh, just once in a while, here and there. Like, you know, you seem like you're fine. You'll be totally fine. And I'm like, it's okay. I'm good. And then he's like, and you seriously don't miss it? I was like, I seriously don't miss it. I was like, I smoke weed. I like weed. I like to sleep. You know, I don't want to smoke ice. That's the reason I stopped. Mm-hmm. And I shit you not, he spent at least 10 minutes solidly trying to convince me to go smoke it with him. In the end, I was just like, it's really hot. I don't want to get burnt. I'm going inside. But I came straight in here and like told my 2 friends and then made a video to my camera and uploaded it. But I am very lucky, and I say this, I'm very, very lucky because I've got 0 interest in the shit. Like,
I wish he would just ask for what he wanted.
That's what everyone keeps saying. Everyone's like, he's doing this with a different, like, an underlying motive. And I'm like, yeah, I can probably see that, but like, I'm never going to step foot in that house. Like, obviously I've been there before. I've known all the neighbours. I was like, but he's openly told me every one of them is on ice. There's currently someone from a biking gang living there, but he's like, it's causing a lot of dodgy people to come around, and we're trying to get him out because the neighbours and stuff. But he's openly told me that I'm living next to thieves, dangerous. I believe that they're dealing because of the number of cars coming back and forth. Like, it is back and forth and back and forth. So they must be dealing. I'm a very lucky person. If this had happened to me 3 years ago, I know I wouldn't have done it, but I know it would have been harder, right? But I literally have been trying to get my dosage of dexamphetamine correct so I can try to fucking focus for uni. And the last 2 days I've been up until like 3 o'clock in the morning, and that's on Dex. Like, I want to do ice, especially when he keeps telling me how shit it is. But I
think, to be honest, Olivia, not only do I think he wants a new customer out of it, but I also think that it's projection of his inabilities to quit. And I also think that he probably wants to have sex with you.
I agree with on all of them. I hadn't thought about the projection part, but the other 2, I thought about that. The dude's like 50 something, and like, I don't know.
Totally. And if you get high and then, you know, whatever, you can.
Is it bad that I'm treating it like an experiment though? Because like, I might daily.
If he just said to you, like, actually, I want to just have sex, like, that would be much more clear cut.
Yeah, and he'd get a no, and it would hurt his ego. So.
Yeah, you know? And he's getting no anyway, but he just, you know.
Oh, I swear to God, he will continue to ask me. I put money on it, like my friends. I said, I'm actually making this an experiment because I know it's wrong, but it's happening. So I'm choosing to see the funny side of it because he's met his match when it comes to me.
Yeah. Sadly, I think in this instance, like, I'm very disappointed that he is so predatory.
All of my friends are too.
Because I am very aware that this is, you know, whilst you're safe in this situation.
There's others that probably won't be.
There's a significant number of people who would not be,
Oh.
and then there would be vulnerability and abuse.
If
and
he did that to
trauma
anyone
and,
else who's quit ice, the persistence he's had just with me alone, they would have broken. And that's not to like toot my own horn or whatever,
it's true.
because it is true. Like, this man is persistently, every single time I see him in the backyard, do you want to come and smoke ice? Do you want to come and smoke ice? Do you want to come and smoke ice? I've got it. It's ready. It's packed. I can come to you. You can come to me.
Like, and partly he wants to get you into a vulnerable situation so he can have sex. And
there's no way I'm going anywhere near the fucking place. I've had friends say that I should report them to the police, and I'm like, I'm just not going to get involved to that point because I don't know exactly what's going on. And for cops to show up about ice, it's instantly going to come back to me. Like, I don't know if the guy's told the rest of them.
There's a lot of people coming and going.
Not something I want to risk, darling. Like, I love my home, and I know that I will have to move when I have to move, right? But at the moment, like, leaving a place that I pay $100 a week for to have to move to somewhere that's going to cost me $400 when I live all by myself.
Yeah.
It's just not something worth it to me. I stay on the nice side. I talk to them. It's not like I don't talk to people on ice. They're still people. It's just that, I'm very, very aware that if it was somebody else was happening to, it'd be a lot worse, because I know people that have quit and that have been tempted, and I know people that have had this shit happen and gone back. So yeah, but the point of the story is I am fucking happy on myself. Like, I'm proud. You have a strange look on your face.
I don't, do I?
Oh, just more like a concern. Like, I don't know.
I'm concerned that there are assholes like that. I'm not concerned about you.
Okay, good.
I'm just disappointed that
this is the world we live in.
Because even most of the dealers that I know, they're, when people leave them,
they're normally okay about it.
I'm kind of quite proud.
Yeah. Good for them,
So what a dick.
Yeah. Oh, the fact that I have now said it's been 5.5 years, and he's like, you seriously don't miss it. And I was like, I seriously have zero interest. And then he's like, do you have a dream about it? And I was like, yeah, sure. He goes, that's it. You must miss it. You're lying to yourself. I said, dude, it actually is a fucking myth, mate. I said, that was something I was concerned about. So I actually went to the professionals and found out. And no, the fact that it sometimes enters my dreams does not mean I'm interested on any level, because I'm not.
No.
Like, no way. I actually really want to just figure out how to make my brain focus so I can fucking achieve what I want to achieve. Like, it's even more important to me.
Yeah. Check the facts, dude.
What's that thing, that PDF, whatever it is? Like, are you able to send it to me? I don't care how big it is, but if you're not, like, have you ever sent some of it to me or something?
Oh, yeah, I can send it to you.
If you just send it to me, I don't mind what the size is.
It's huge, but it's quite a good document, because you can just, like, click the worksheet and it goes straight to that one.
That's what I'm thinking. It looks really good. And, like, I am willing to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes.
Good hard works. Well, we're going to run groups next. So we're going to run groups ongoingly. So you've missed this one, but you can always come to another one and do group therapy. It's fun.
I was going to ask you, who?
Because groups are in person. You never come in person.
Yeah, but I'm not vaccinated. I can't. Can I go to...
Yeah, but you have to wear masks. So I'm waiting for the mask rules to change.
So when the mask rules change and the mandates come out for the patients, I'll be able to come back in person. Because I happily will come to you in person. The only reason I do this is because I think I'm not allowed in. I don't have a vax passport.
No, you can come in. I think that at the end of the day, the rules for the clinics, because we're healthcare, is that we're supposed to have all clients wear masks and all that stuff anyway. And unvaccinated clients have to wear N95 masks. So you see less of your patients if in person than you do via telehealth.
Wait, so I can see you in person now?
Yeah, you just have to wear N95s, but then I only see on these. This isn't an N95 flight, right?
So wait, I need to write that down.
All I see is this, and I find it like I see more of you
in this way.
Yeah.
N95. But if I can get an N95 for group therapy, it's so funny you say that, because literally, I hadn't written it down because I'd forgotten, but I've been thinking, I would really like to go to group therapy again. That's something I really value.
We're going to do groups again next term, so probably starting again in like April, May.
Can you please put me on a list for emails about that?
Yeah.
So happy.
So some of these things will be revisited in group, which is fun.
Wow, you know me, I'm not shy. I love talking. Group therapy is awesome.
You get other clients and other perspectives, and it's quite nice. Like I really like the groups. It's something our first go.
I love group therapy. It's NA and AA I don't like, but you know what about that?
We just started. I've done 2 whole weeks of group, so you know.
Yay! Oh, that's made my whole day. I'm so happy.
So I've started, and we've loaded it with kind of clients that we think, oh, look, I know this one will like that one, and this one will do that.
That's awesome.
So it's all right. So next term, this one's where we're going to tweak it, and next term it'll be a bit more secure and solid, hopefully.
Yay!
I'll still